I'm Rose and welcome to my channel. On this channel, I am going to be renovating my boyfriend's place so that I can move in. So a little bit of backstory. When I moved to LA, I knew that I wanted my apartment to look like something out of a magazine. I wanted my dream apartment that was uniquely me and was everything that I always wanted it to be. And I did exactly that. It took tons and tons of research and trying to find the right pieces. But the problem is that I was on a budget because I'm not rich and things are expensive these days. So I had to find creative ways to get the look that I wanted without breaking the bank. That being said, I designed my place with every intention of staying in it. I thought to myself, I'm gonna be here for years because my goal was to live here, and then when I could afford to buy property, then I would move out and completely demo that place all over again. But that's not how it turned out. What ended up actually happening was that I fell in love with this guy and now I'm here. But there's one problem. He owns his place, so it makes more sense for us to live there, but his place is completely unfinished. He bought the place a couple of years ago and it has a great layout and solid bones. Now what he needs is for it to be designed in a way that makes it feel like a home. And the way that it stands now, it feels like anyone could be living in it. It doesn't really feel specifically like Tim's place, and it certainly doesn't feel like it's our shared space. So even though it's filled with great possibility, it's a bit cold and lacking in life. He used to travel for work about 10 months out of the year, so it never really made sense for him to move into his space. Instead, his home, wherever he was living at the time, was more or less just a storage place for him to store his stuff while he was out on the road traveling. But then he ended up leaving that career, and now he lives at home like a normal person. So when he bought his place 3 years ago, he just never bothered moving into this one because that's what he was familiar with. So instead, he just became the friend that like his friends were just like, I don't like this couch, I'm gifting it to you. So when we decided to move in together, I came up to him and I was like, hey, I'd love to redesign your space. And he said, sure. So even though my place is finished and I love it and it's really hard to leave it behind, I'm also super excited to take on a new project. Another thing that's great about this project though is that, again, he owns his place. So I don't have the same limitations that I would otherwise if I was renting from someone. Because when you rent from someone, you have, again, limitations as far as what you can do to change the building that you're living in. So oftentimes there's limitations on painting and changing fixtures and really making the space your own. And with this, I don't have to face those limitations. So I can go ahead and put in actual tiling instead of peel and stick fake tiling. And I don't have to hold on to old boob light fixtures that I have to put back when I stop renting there. I can just toss that in the trash. The real restriction that I am facing in this project is that I'm still working with a budget. Tim and I are not wealthy people. We're very middle, working class people in one of the most expensive cities in the United States. So once again, I'm gonna have to get creative as far as being able to create the space that I want to without Bill Gates' budget. So let's talk a little bit about style here. I had Tim take a couple of quizzes online to see which style of houses he liked and didn't like. And naturally, there were some that he preferred a lot more than others. This took about an hour, and then once we were able to narrow it down, I went onto Pinterest and found some images with homes that I thought fit based on what he had liked in the quizzes. From there, we looked through images together and he was able to point out exactly what he liked and didn't like within each style. What I found was that he was attracted to industrial and modern style homes, but not all of it. But I find that generally speaking, people tend to be a mix of different styles. And Tim was no exception. He liked homes like this, that have industrial and modern elements found in furniture, but he also likes to bring some coziness along with it, which are usually two different design choices found on either side of the spectrum. When I think of spaces that I like, I really lean into the cozy. I have a lot of anxiety, so living in a space that's very cozy and comfortable is a must for me. It gives me a space of calm that allows me to relax and recenter from the world outside. I tend to lean more towards an old English cottagey style, like these homes here, but with mid-century modern elements like these. I'm not really sure how I'm going to marry the two styles together in a way that makes sense, but I trust that I can shop around and find the right pieces and colors that go together in a way that works. Even though I sat Tim down and already found out what styles he already liked, I'm going to be checking in with him along the way to make sure that he likes the changes. I think that it's important to have conversations together about if there are design choices that one or the other just really doesn't like, or if you're passionate or particular that you want something in the space. And even though this is my project, I still want it to feel to him like this is our shared home, and that I didn't just come in like a bull in a china shop and steamroll over all of his likes and dislikes. So the pros are I get to design a new space and I don't have landlord limitations. The cons are we're on a budget and I have to find a way to mesh together two very different design styles that actually work. So that's how I ended up here with my own YouTube channel, renovating my boyfriend's place so that I can move in. Thanks for watching, guys. If you'd like to see more videos of me renovating my boyfriend's place so that I can move in, please make sure to like and subscribe. And if you'd like to get notifications on when I post my next video, make sure to hit the bell button. Bye!